So I think it was like a month and a half ago, Jen comes in with a story about all these calls she's getting about tax scams. I swear to God, it was like 3 days after that. I come home from work, I open up a certified letter that I had to sign for.
You had to sign for it?
And the mailman's giving me that with those judgy eyes because it was coming from the IRS. Those three dirty words.
I hate the IRS.
I got to tell you, though, this looked like the most elaborate. It was so, it turned out to be a scam. Everything was fine. We checked it all out. This was so elaborate, though. Lauren and I actually had to get together to make sure that we had made our tax payment a couple of months prior to make sure everything was cool, and we checked it out, and we reported it and all that stuff. I have never seen a year where there have been so many tax scams out there.
And it was funny because yesterday on the way home, and I know the number now, it's a 302 area code, and I'm like, I don't know you, I don't answer the phone. We hear that the IRS is getting ready to file a lawsuit against you. You need to call us immediately at our corporate offices. And I'm like, IRS number? I know it pretty well because I call them a lot. So
it's on speed dial for you.
So we thought we would get our IRS expert and tax expert in, Lawrence Levy of Levy and Associates. Lawrence, thanks so very much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, buddy.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Are we exaggerating that, Lawrence? Because honest to God, we try to stay on top of these things. Not as much as you, obviously, but I don't know if we've seen so many scams as we have this year. It's crazy.
No, I had to tell you, we've seen quite a bit. You're right. Whether it's in the mail, whether it's phone calls, believe it or not, I had one of those phone calls recently, and I typically answer my cell phone no matter what. How these scammers got my phone number, no idea, but it literally says there's going to be a lawsuit filed.
Yeah.
If you don't respond, you're going to be arrested. You're going to be deported.
Right.
And oftentimes, and you call back. I actually called them back and I said, "Hi, can you guys come on over and visit me?" But it was in any event. There's a lot of scams that are out there, and unfortunately, we see it a lot. One of the crazier stories is this nice lady who was a retired school teacher living in a rural area of the country. She received one of these calls, and unfortunately, she fell for it, and she literally wired money. I don't recall if she wired it or if she sent it Western Union, but she sent over $100,000 of her retirement.
Oh, God, no.
It was horrific, and unfortunately, now she had to liquidate the money. She sent it, and it caused a taxable event. It was horrible. So for anyone listening out there, I'm glad you brought this up, even though it's not quite tax season, but there is a deadline coming up in a couple of months. If you filed an extension April 15th, October 15th is the extension date for your personal tax returns. So these scams are going to be more prevalent in the next 60 days. Just because of the timing, people are going to be thinking, oh, my God, I have to file my taxes. But for people listening out there, the IRS will not call and threaten a lawsuit. They will not call and threaten deportation. The letters that you're receiving, by the way, that is one of the newest ones because they do look authentic. And unfortunately, you need to call your tax professional, whether you call us or whether you're a tax professional. You have to verify it and pick up the phone and call the IRS. You have to be very cautious in today's world, and it's unfortunate because you're right. The acronym, the three letters, the I, the R, and the S, it's paralyzing to people. And then to make it a scam and make it not legit, how do you filter out if it's a kosher IRS letter or not? It's very disheartening, but it's very prevalent. Google it. If you get that phone number, actually, like you read, what was it, a 302 area code you said?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Right. Google it. I mean, mine was out on the East Coast somewhere. But Google it, and it's absolutely critical that you're very conscious of it. But look, if you do have an IRS problem, these are scams. But people do have problems with the economy, how it was in recent years.
Oh, sure.
Owing taxes, not having filed. If you're a self-employed realtor, a plumber, anything, a doctor, a lawyer, self-employed, doesn't make a difference, and you have a legitimate IRS problem, there are ways to dig out of it. You just have to know the right protocol, but be very cautious of these scams. Just like you said, you guys are great. You don't have any IRS issues, and you receive a letter, you receive a scam call like that in the mail. Wow, did my CPA not do something right? What's triggering this?
That was my question, Lawrence, and you're right, but the letter thing, I've seen them before. They were never this elaborate. Here's the thing that freaked me out, okay? They actually had the number, the dollar amount listed that we owed, that we actually paid. They had it. You know what I mean? And so that's what freaked me out, and that's where I had to get together with my wife. We checked the bank statements. We called our accountant, and we also obviously reported this to the IRS, so they're aware of it, and they were. But that was amazing, where they actually knew the amount we had already paid. So I'm like, wait a minute. Really?
Well, I'm going to tell you two things. It could have been that your tax professional may have got hacked.
Yeah.
It could have been that they somehow, whether you went and you got a new car and you had to give your income or a mortgage and you had to give your tax, and there's so many ways that someone can verify your AGI, your adjusted gross income. So there's ways that they get those numbers. And then what's even more scary, last thing that's really critical is people who do have an IRS tax problem, a tax lien. My last name, Levy, the verb.
Yeah.
They have a lien that's filed. So the liens are public record. So that's very easy to get, whether it's Palm Beach County, Broward, any county, the IRS files liens and it's public record. So the dollar amount of the liability is very easily accessible to these scam artists. There's a million ways to do it. You just have to be very cautious. And if you have a legitimate problem, call us, of course. If you're concerned and it's a scam, call us or call your tax professional and just verify, hey, what's going on. But be very cautious. I really appreciate that you are bringing this out there to everyone listening on the morning drive.
Well, you're doing great.
Thanks.
And your show, too, don't forget about that. The Levy Tax Help Show is on right here, 850 WFTL. You're on both days in the weekend. Where can we hear you?
We are on Saturday mornings at 8:30 in the morning on WFTL. We've been doing it for about 5 years now, and we really talk about IRS tax problems and what do. We brought up the scam concept actually quite frequently. So listen in every Saturday morning, and then it re-airs on the sister sports station at 7:30 in the morning on Sundays. But Levy Tax Help Show is great. We've talked about the scams plenty of times, and guys, I think it's very newsworthy. Thanks for making it a topic of the morning.
We love your slogan, by the way.
Yo, we do.
Put a levy on your side, not one against you. That's great. That's a great slogan.
And you forgot the other half. Don't fear a levy, hire a levy.
Very nice.
There you go.
That's just good copywriting right there.
By the way, the IRS phone number, because I have it stored in my phone, it's 800-829-1040. How appropriate.
Yeah, you know what I think you should store more importantly is our number, 800-TAX-LEVY, right? That's a better one than the IRS. Who wants to call the IRS? You want to call us. You want 800-TAX-LEVY. That's what you guys really want.
I like the way you work, Lawrence. I like
Lawrence,
you.
I'm calling you later today. Maybe you can solve my problems.
All right, you guys take care. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. Great job. Lawrence Levy, Levy and Associates. Put a levy on your side, not one against you. That's my favorite one.
800-TAX-LEVY.
There you go. 850 WFTL.